Welcome to our channel, Systems. In today's video, we tackle a pressing question. Is sleeping beside your phone dangerous? We're unveiling the health concerns associated with keeping your phone close while you sleep. From radiation exposure to sleep disruption, we cover the potential risks and what science has to say about them. Join us as we dive into expert opinions, research findings, and practical tips for better sleep hygiene. Stay informed and protect your health. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content.
In today's digital age, smartphones have become constant companions. They are more than just devices. They are extensions of ourselves, seamlessly integrated into our daily routines. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, our smartphones are there, guiding us through the day. We use them for communication, work, entertainment, and more. Whether it's sending a quick text, checking emails, or streaming our favorite shows, smartphones have revolutionized the way we interact with the world. They provide us with instant access to information and keep us connected with loved ones, no matter the distance. It's no surprise then that many people sleep with their phones within arm's reach. The convenience is undeniable. Having our phones close by means we can easily check the time, set alarms, or even browse social media before drifting off to sleep. It's a habit that has become second nature to many. However, this seemingly harmless habit could be impacting our health in ways we may not realize. The blue light emitted by smartphone screens can interfere with our natural sleep cycles, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Additionally, the constant notifications and alerts can disrupt our rest, leading to poorer sleep quality. Studies suggest that a significant percentage of people sleep with their phones either on their nightstand or even in their beds. This close proximity to our devices means we are exposed to electromagnetic radiation, or EMR, throughout the night. While the levels of EMR emitted by smartphones are generally considered safe, the long-term effects of prolonged exposure are still not fully understood. This begs the question, is sleeping beside our phones as harmless as it seems? It's a topic that has sparked much debate among scientists and health professionals. Some argue that the potential risks are minimal, while others believe that we should be more cautious about our smartphone habits, especially when it comes to sleep. While further research is needed to definitively conclude the long-term effects of sleeping near our phones, it's important to be aware of the potential risks. Researchers are continually studying the impact of EMR on our health, and new findings are emerging all the time. Staying informed about these developments can help us make better decisions about our smartphone use. Electromagnetic radiation, or EMR, emitted from these devices is a growing concern. Although the levels of EMR from smartphones are relatively low, the cumulative effect of constant exposure, especially during sleep, is something that warrants further investigation. It's not just about the immediate impact, but the potential long-term consequences that we need to consider. Understanding how EMR might affect our sleep and overall health is crucial. Poor sleep quality can lead to a range of health issues, including increased stress, weakened immune function, and even chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. By being mindful of our smartphone habits, we can take steps to protect our health and well-being. Let's delve deeper into this topic to uncover the potential dangers lurking beneath the surface of this modern habit. By exploring the latest research and understanding the science behind EMR, we can make informed choices about how we use our smartphones, especially when it comes to sleep. It's time to take a closer look at this modern phenomenon and consider the steps we can take to mitigate any potential risks. What exactly is electromagnetic radiation, and why should we be concerned about it? In simple terms, EMR is energy that travels in waves. It exists on a spectrum, ranging from low-frequency radio waves to high-frequency gamma rays. Cell phones emit a type of non-ionizing EMR called radio frequency electromagnetic fields, or RF EMFs. While RF EMFs are not as powerful as ionizing radiation like X-rays, they can still penetrate our bodies. This exposure has raised concerns among scientists and health professionals. The amount of RF EMFs emitted by a cell phone varies depending on the phone model, signal strength, and distance from the body. Sleep is essential for our physical and mental well-being. It is during sleep that our bodies undergo critical processes of repair and rejuvenation. Without adequate rest, we can experience a range of negative effects, from impaired cognitive function to weakened immune response. Our bodies need adequate rest to repair and rejuvenate. This period of rest allows our muscles to recover, our minds to process information, and our overall health to be maintained. A good night's sleep can make the difference between a productive day and one filled with fatigue and irritability. However, the presence of a cell phone beside our bed might be interfering with this crucial process. Many of us are guilty of scrolling through social media or checking emails right before bed, but this habit could be more harmful than we realize. Studies suggest that exposure to RF EMFs, even at low levels, can affect melatonin production. Melatonin is a hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, and any disruption in its production can lead to difficulties in falling and staying asleep. Melatonin is a hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. It is produced by the pineal gland in the brain and is released in response to darkness. This hormone helps signal to our bodies that it is time to wind down and prepare for sleep. When it's dark, our bodies produce more melatonin, signaling it's time to sleep. This natural process is crucial for maintaining a healthy sleep pattern and ensuring that we get the restorative rest we need each night. Conversely, light suppresses melatonin production, keeping us awake. This is why exposure to artificial light, especially from screens, can be so detrimental to our sleep quality. The blue light emitted from cell phone screens is particularly disruptive. The blue light emitted from cell phone screens is a known sleep disruptor. It tricks our brains into thinking it is still daytime, thereby delaying the release of melatonin and making it harder for us to fall asleep. However, even when the screen is off, phones continue to emit RF EMFs, which some experts believe can disrupt melatonin production and lead to sleep disturbances. This means that simply turning off your phone may not be enough to ensure a good night's sleep. It might be beneficial to keep your phone in another room or use airplane mode to minimize exposure to these potentially harmful emissions. By understanding the impact of our nightly habits and making small adjustments, we can create a more conducive environment for restful sleep. So, the next time you reach for your phone before bed, consider the potential consequences and opt for a more sleep-friendly routine instead. The science behind the concern's research findings. In recent years, the potential health risks associated with cell phone radiation have become a topic of significant interest and concern among scientists and the general public alike. While more research is needed to establish a definitive link between cell phone radiation and adverse health effects, the preliminary findings are enough to warrant further investigation. Several studies have raised concerns about the potential impact of radiofrequency electromagnetic fields, or RF EMFs, emitted by cell phones on human health. A study published in the Journal of Environmental and Public Health found that exposure to RF EMFs from cell phones was associated with increased sleep latency, which is the time it takes to fall asleep. This finding is particularly concerning given the importance of sleep for overall health and well-being. Sleep latency is a critical measure of sleep quality, and prolonged sleep latency can lead to a range of health issues, including cognitive impairment, mood disturbances, and increased risk of chronic conditions such as cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Another study, published in the journal PLOS One, found that exposure to RF EMFs from cell phones during sleep was associated with changes in brainwave activity during sleep. These changes in brainwave activity were indicative of reduced sleep quality and increased alertness, which can have significant implications for daily functioning and long-term health. Reduced sleep quality can lead to daytime sleepiness, impaired cognitive function, and decreased productivity, while increased alertness during sleep can prevent the body from achieving the restorative benefits of deep sleep. While these studies don't prove causation, they highlight a potential link between cell phone radiation and sleep disruption. The findings underscore the need for further research to better understand the mechanisms underlying these associations, and to determine whether there are any long-term health consequences of chronic exposure to RF EMFs from cell phones. As we continue to rely on cell phones for communication, entertainment, and work, it is crucial to stay informed about the potential health risks and to take steps to minimize exposure, such as using hands-free devices and limiting cell phone use before bedtime. Long-term effects: what experts say. While the research on the long-term effects of sleeping beside our phones is ongoing, many health experts are urging caution. Dr. Devra Davis, an epidemiologist and expert on the health effects of electromagnetic radiation, argues that we are conducting a massive public health experiment on ourselves by exposing ourselves to such high levels of RF EMFs. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, has classified RF EMFs as possibly carcinogenic to humans based on limited evidence linking cell phone use to certain types of brain tumors. While the IARC emphasizes that more research is needed, this classification underscores the importance of taking precautions to minimize our exposure. Beyond sleep, other potential health risks. The potential health risks of sleeping beside our phones extend beyond sleep disruption. Some studies suggest that prolonged exposure to RF EMFs could have other negative consequences. These include headaches, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and even an increased risk of certain types of cancer. While the evidence for these risks is still being gathered, it's crucial to be aware of the potential dangers. Taking steps to minimize our exposure to RF EMFs, especially while we sleep, is a prudent approach to safeguarding our health.